This is Lord Mafka, aka Rogan Osrine, and in today's video, I want to talk about always meeting the wrong people. Now, people like us in this community, we always seem to meet the wrong people, and I believe that is because we are cursed. We are hated by some type of evil, dark creator, and just the time period that we're born in is not conducive to a healthy, thriving social relationship with anyone you talk to. It could be a family member, it could be a relationship that you possibly want, it could be a coworker that you're starting to talk to and try to befriend. It really doesn't matter because you're always going to find yourself at odds with these people around you, because you have to also understand we live in a very violent society. We live in a society of great confliction, meaning everyone around you will do everything in their power to keep you unhappy. They'll make sure that you won't succeed, and this is why you can never let your guard down at any second or moment, because the moment you slip up and you get too comfortable with people, there's always a consequence. There's always a great price that you have to pay for being gullible towards other people. And vulnerability is weakness in modern society. Best believe that. Because the more you open up to people, the more you give them ammunition to use against you later whenever it sees fit for them to betray you. So you always have to really get in tune with being alone by yourself. Learn how to enjoy your own company. Because the more you depend on the outside world as a stable beacon of hope, you try to get other people on your side, always by fitting in, you're never going to be accepted. You have to accept that no one is ever going to like you for the most part. And even the few people that may seem like they like you, sooner or later they are going to be going out of your life. So this is why I say you have to practice emotional distance. You can never allow yourself to be entangled with another human being to where you're now obsessing over talking to that person. It doesn't matter if it's a platonic relationship that's friendly. It doesn't matter if it's a person that you're crushing on, that you want to be involved with romantically speaking. So never get too attached to people, because this is the number one rule that us as human beings always break. And a lot of people will say that's normal because on the social hierarchy scale, we want affection, we want understanding, we want a social group to fit into because that's how we're biologically made. But you need to understand that we live in different times. So the things that you naturally want, they are being turned against you to be unnatural, you see. So you need to learn how to live in a space of isolation so your natural desires cannot be used against you. And this is the number one battle that a lot of men are going to have to face every day they are breathing on this planet. Seriously, because the more men that I see online getting made a fool of, they're being disrespected by everyone. It's like they're cool with it. It's like they tell themselves, I have to accept this type of neglect in order for me to have somewhere for me to fit in. And if you have to go through all of those type of humiliation rituals to be around people, man, you might as well just be by yourself. You might as well just face the whole just grain of depression every day of having to do things alone, because you can be just as miserable being around a bunch of people as you can be miserable by yourself. But the only thing is, if you learn how to appreciate your own time, if you learn how to do things that can actually maybe better your skills in whatever avenue you're trying to pursue in life, then you can actually try to make something of yourself. But the more you put yourself around people, the more you limit your own growth, the more you limit your own intelligence. Because you see, a lot of people around us are idiots. They want you to be a mouth breather and just repeat the same things other people are saying. Oh, just be positive because it makes people feel better. Oh, just fit in because it makes people feel comfortable. It doesn't make you stand out, and it doesn't make you have to look like you're trying to have a pissing match with everyone. And when you're following this type of advice, you're going to feel your individuality slipping away from you at every moment. And that's the number one thing that you have to keep in today's destructive modern society, in this very parasitic, open wide, demonic world that we are living in. You have to keep your individuality. So you cannot tolerate people that think a certain way to be around you. You just can't. Because in today's society, there is a great consequence of having people around you that are not fully aligned mostly with your thoughts and the things that you've experienced. So you have to have both things on a inner understanding of what other people have been through, and also they have to understand what you have been through, you see. So a lot of us, we waste our lives trying to meet people, go out, fit in, change up our style, reinvent ourselves for other people, but we never reinvent ourselves for us. And this is the number one problem that a lot of us have, especially as men in this community. So when you are always finding yourself meeting the wrong people, you have to be very careful of who you let around you. You have to be very, very careful, guys, because men like us, we do not have a lot of people on our side. The men who want to speak out about these issues, the guys that have had a lot of mental turmoil that they have never been able to express vocally around other people, you have to be very, very, very careful about who you have around you. This is why I'm always talking about checking your safety perimeter, checking everything around you, because you cannot allow anything around you to catch you off guard, because this is how you slip up. Someone starts complimenting you, you're saying, oh, thank you. Thank you for complimenting my jacket, my shoes, or whatever they complimented you on, or your hairstyle, or whatever you may have that stands out to them. Next thing you know, that emotional entanglement is starting to be created. And this is how people sucker you in. I think a lot of guys don't talk about in this community about the niceness that people try to exude so they can manipulate you later on. Because sometimes they aren't going to just be all out meaning your face and reveal their very monstrous ways to you on the spot all the time. Sometimes they are going to play the long game. They are going to be very deceptive. A lot of people are tricksters. A lot of people are very manipulative. And you show them a certain level of trust, they are going to take advantage of that. They are going to knock you out right when you aren't expecting it. So really be cautious and use a lot of discernment when you are telling people information about yourself. You can't put everything out online about your life. You can't tell people in person about the things that you're going through a lot of the times, because these are things that are going to be used against you later on when it comes time for them to try and sabotage you. Because you have to remember, in this world, there is only predator and prey, and you have to pick which you are going to align with. You know, a lot of people will love to say that you have to be the bigger person. If someone's trying to mess with you, you have to ignore it. No, you have to think like the predator so you can protect yourself. Because if you operate like a deer out in the open, which means in my definition, trying to be social all the time, trying to join social groups, not getting in touch with your own insecurities and figuring out why you aren't accepting them, and you're not trying to benefit from being alone by trying to be more crafty and get ready for when this society just totally collapses. If you aren't doing those things and you're still trying to talk to people, I mean, it's a matter of time before you just end up like a lot of these guys out here who are just getting screwed over left and right. They're getting their money took. They're having women just manipulate them. They're having a lot of people just leave their life. And just in general, a lot of people are very gullible. They don't understand social dynamics at all on a very dark primal level. A lot of people are looking to take from you. They are not looking to be an ally towards you. They're looking to be a snake in disguise that's going to bite you later. And this is why you can't be gullible when you're talking to people. Never get too comfortable when you're having a conversation with people. Always be well polished. Always have your sentences very well thought out before you say them, because everything you say will be used against you at some point if you aren't careful about the information you're conveying out there. So remember, everyone around you is potentially an enemy. And you have to treat them as that. You have to create a very wide distance emotionally between you and other people. And a lot of people will say, oh man, I don't want to do that. I don't want to isolate myself. I want to be able to enjoy life with other people. Well, guess what? You can choose mindless pleasure or you can choose strategic protection. It's up to you, because I would rather choose strategic protection because it keeps me safe at the end of the day. I'm not just out there mindlessly putting myself out there to the public, because that's how you always lose. This is what people don't like to tell you when you're talking about to people about your issues. They always want to tell you, put yourself out there, just get yourself back out there, be open. But being open comes at a great cost. And a lot of these people, they're foolish. They are moronic. And some of these people that tell you this advice and they're just mindlessly thinking that this stuff is correct, they're going to end up getting hurt. A lot of these people that don't take their safety serious at all. So keep yourself safe, guys, and don't believe what people are telling you out here about why you need to be more considerate of other people and try to get other people's thoughts and opinions on things when you have been mistreated your whole life and have always ran into the wrong people. You can't think the same way as you thought a few years ago. You can't think the same way as you thought yesterday. You have to have a new set of thinking that is going to set you up in a very tactical way in order for you to protect yourself socially. So you guys take care. Like and subscribe if you're new. Tell me what else you guys want me to elaborate on in the comment section. I highly appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next video. And like I always tell you guys, stay away from the modern woman. Thank you.